Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a great day. Today I get to share with you a Gerda Steiner Designs project using something new to the Gerda Steiner Shop. Actually there's a few new stamp sets out and this is one of them. This is called More Than Chocolate. I love this little guy. He is super cute. It has a little piggy with a chocolate covered face. There's a little heart in the stamp set along with two sentiments that say I love you and then more than chocolate. So we're going to make a chocolate bar card today. I'm going to start off by doing some stamping and then coloring. I'll color in with my Copic markers. I stamped with Memento ink and also on Neenah 80-pound cardstock. Both are Copic friendly. But I'll leave the caps out for you guys, and I did list the cap numbers up in the left corner in case you want to use your Copics to use the same colors. But I'll play a little music while I color, and I will catch you back as soon as I'm done coloring this cute little guy. Okay, coloring is all done, and isn't he the cutest? I love that little face. Okay, I'm going to take my scissors. I just fussy cut him out, and I did leave a little bit of a white border on him, but we'll set him aside, and now we're going to work on our little candy wrapper. I'm going to stamp the sentiment, both of them. First, the More Than Chocolate on a piece of cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. I'm kind of positioning it where I want it on my wrapper. I'm going to ink up my sentiment with Memento Rich Cocoa ink. I've had this ink for a while and I knew that I would probably have to stamp it a few times, so that's why I use my Misty tool here. After we have More Than Chocolate stamped, we'll go in with the I Love You. We'll place that right above our More Than Chocolate and ink that up a few times as well. Okay, now there's a little heart in the stamp set. We're going to use all elements of the stamp set today. We're going to create a background with this little heart, and so I'm using the same ink and I'm placing my heart kind of wonky and twisting and turning it and filling in that whole entire panel here. I'm going to color in my little hearts with the same red markers that I used for the candy bar on my little piggy, just 3 different shades. And then once they're colored in, we are going to use an item that we probably have in most kitchens. I'm going to grab a piece of foil. I thought we'd add some foil accents to our candy bar. This is heavy duty foil, but it's just regular foil. What I'm going to do is take my paper trimmer and trim down a thin strip. I want a straight edge on the very top of the foil. After we have that done, I'm going to take some double-sided tape, add it to the very top portion where that straight line is. I'll just remove the release paper, and then this is going to go on the very bottom of our candy bar wrapper. I thought about using some silver cardstock for this part, but I really like the effect that the foil gave. Super fun, and it was really easy to work with. I just placed it on the bottom. Next I'll flip my panel over. We'll fold in the sides, and then we'll flip up the bottom, and it lays nice and flat. Any excess I just trimmed off with my scissors. Okay, the wrapper is almost done. Now we're going to set those both aside. We'll come back to those in just a little bit, but we're going to work on our chocolate bar. I'm taking 2 pieces of brown cardstock. I'm going to take a double stitch rectangle die and cut out a panel that's 3.5 inches by 4 3/4. And then I'll take a square die and cut out 4 square little tiles here. Okay, we're going to give our chocolate bar a little shading. So I'm going to use some Distress ink. This is walnut stain. It's not oxide, it's just regular Distress ink. And using my blending tool, I'm going to go around all the edges, darkening them up. This is just going to add a little bit more dimension, make it look a little bit more like a chocolate bar. And I'll do that to all 4 of my tiles. Just kind of richening up those edges. Okay, once that's done, I'm going to kind of line them up. Now, you know, at this point, if you wanted to make a full chocolate bar, you could add 2 more tiles. But I'm going to actually tape down my candy bar to my wrapper, so I don't need the bottom tiles. But if you wanted to make a pocket card, you could add 2 more, and this way you can slide the entire card out. I think that'd be cute. Okay, I used my tape runner, just a very small amount, and taped my first tile to that corner. Now we're going to create a bite mark. To do this, I'm going to be using a scallop circle die. Super easy to do, creates great bite marks. But I'll place it on the corner, and I'm going to cut a bite mark in my square tile in the top corner of my panel. I'm going to carefully remove that. Hindsight, I should have took my walnut stain Distress ink and went over it, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Okay, now we're going to take our tiles, we're going to flip them over and add some foam adhesive behind there. We'll just remove the release paper and line them up back in their home on our panel, and it creates a real neat chocolate bar. Super easy. Just making sure that they're evenly spaced, and we add all 4. That one's a little bit crooked. Okay, and again, 2 more tiles would create a full chocolate bar. Okay, after we have this done, I'm going to use my chocolate bar as a measuring guide. I'm going to kind of line it up over my sentiment. This way I know where to score my candy bar wrapper. I'm just going to position it using a pencil. I'm going to mark the sides of my candy bar. Okay, now we're going to take our scoreboard, and I'm going to score at 1 line behind my pencil mark. So it's going to be a little bit bigger than my chocolate bar. We're going to start off with doing the left side, and then we're going to do our right side as well. And this is the point where if you wanted to make your panel a little bit longer, you could do that to create an envelope. This way that you could slide your chocolate bar in and out of. But I'm just going to tape the entire thing to my card base. But if you were to do an envelope, you wouldn't even need a card base. I'm just scoring at my score lines. And then here you can see if it was a pocket, you could slide it in and out. Okay, now we're going to tear our wrapper. I'm going to start at the top right, and we're kind of going to trail down to the mid left. We're going to create an open candy bar wrapper. This is a super easy way to do that. I'm just going to distress those edges a little bit more, kind of turning them and manipulating them to where it looks like an open wrapper. Super easy, super cute. Okay. After we have that done, we're going to flip this panel over. I'm going to use my tape runner, add some tape at the very top line where my ripped area is. And then I'm going to take the rest of my foil. Now, if you have a straight edge on your foil, you'd want to tear that as well. But I tape my foil, shiny side up, so it's on the front of my wrapper. And then I'm going to scrunch it. My lovely word there, scrunch. And then I'm kind of going to work it to look like an open wrapper. Super easy to do, super fun. I think these would make cute little valentines for a Valentine party too. But at the back side, this is where you would extend the back and create a pocket if you wanted to slide it in and out. But that's my candy bar wrapper. It's ready to go. I grabbed my card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch. It's a top folding card base. I'm going to use double-sided tape behind both of this, my wrapper and my candy bar. I'm going to secure them both together. We'll just remove the release paper, and then I'm going to adhere this a little bit more towards the left of my card base. This is going to give me a little bit more room on the right side for my little piggy. The nice thing about this candy bar is you could do all different size scales. And if you want to make this a pocket card, you could do that as well, which is so fun. Okay, that's my little candy bar. We're going to take our little piggy. I added foam tape behind him, and we're going to place him to the left of our, or the right of our sentiment. And that is almost finishes off the front of our card. I thought while we were at it, I'm going to take that little heart and add a few little hearts to the inside of our card. And I just used the same reds that I used to color in my panel. I am taking a white gel pen and adding accents to my heart. When you do this, it just creates a visual look like it's a dimensional. So I'm just going to add a little white highlights to each one of my hearts. And then for my little piggy, I'm going to use some glossy accents over his eyes, his little snout, and the little hooves, his little feet hooves. Give them a little bit of shine. And then that completes my card for today, guys. Super cute. I get a lot of questions if people ask me, do I ever finish my coffee? And I do. Believe me, I do. And speaking of coffee, I want to show you the mug that I got for Christmas from Gerda Steiner. It is my favorite mug ever. Loved it. It's customized. It has my name on it. I love it. It says, I will rather be making cards. So that was a gift from Gerda Steiner, which was fantastic. But I thank you so much for joining me, guys. I hope you enjoyed my project today. Any questions, leave them below. But I wish you a fantastic day. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.